Motorola has returned to the flagship smartphone game with their new flagship called the Edge Plus. Super interesting specs for, I would say, a compelling price point. What do you think, Austin?
I'd have to agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's price point at $999.
Mm-hmm.
So just $1 under $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Just call it $1,000.
You're right.
You look at $1,000 phone, and maybe 4 or 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
you'd go, "What the hell?"
Right.
But now it's so common. It was really strange to see the $300 iPhone we were talking about last podcast.
Yeah, I still can't believe they started it that low. $399.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
But this phone has very good specs. It actually tells us what the RAM is.
Yeah,
it's
Apple.
12 gigs, by the
Take
way.
notes.
And it was immediate. I mean, you look at this article on The Verge.
Mm-hmm.
The second paragraph, second line.
Mm-hmm.
RAM.
Love
Boom.
it.
Apple, take notes.
Yes, take notes.
Please.
We don't want to know how much RAM it takes to watch a freaking video. Just tell us the number, okay? That's all we want to know.
That's it.
But yeah, just to run you guys through the specs here real quick. Like Austin says, starts at $1,000. It's got a 6.7-inch FHD Plus OLED display, Snapdragon 865, 5G support, 90 hertz refresh screen, 12 hefty gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal storage, a headphone jack, and 5,000 milliamp hour battery. And it looks like their rear camera houses a 1.8 megapixel sensor.
108.
What did I say?
1.8.
My bad. 108 megapixel sensor. So for those specs, $1,000 is honestly not pushing it. If anything, I would consider it cheap.
I would have to agree. And just, the 90 hertz refresh rate by itself.
Yeah, that alone, game changing.
Is amazing for a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think our S10s get that.
No, we get 60.
I was going to say, we get 60.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
It's amazing. Have you heard about or read about the controversy with 5G yet?
I mean, in what regard?
Just the radio waves.
I mean, I've heard bits and pieces. It's not really that mainstream yet, so, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, enlighten me.
Well, I don't want to say too much yet, because I got to brush up before I start spewing all the information.
Okay.
But there is a lot of controversy going on about the health safety.
Yeah, that's the one thing
With 5G.
I'm aware of, yeah. I mean, I honestly don't know much about the technology, so I really can't comment on it. All I can say is that when we switched from 3G to 4G, I didn't notice a difference in my health.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I really have to say, honestly.
Yeah, I'll brush up for it next podcast. People will look back around onto this one.
Okay.
Because that's been a pretty common topic.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it first became prevalent in the news. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to talk about something when it's not really out there yet. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's going back on the phone here, getting back more on topic.
Mm-hmm.
It talks a little more about the camera.
Mm-hmm.
It boasts the 108 megapixel sensor as said above and shoots quad pixel 27 megapixel. Wow, that's a mouthful. Quad pixel 27 megapixel stills by default.
Yeah. Ooh, shooting up
Which-
to 6K video? Ooh,
Yeah, 6K vid.
nice.
So you get 6K video on that 90 hertz refresh rate.
Mm-hmm.
That's gotta be nice.
Oh, yeah. And they have some more stuff listed here about the cameras. What is it? 8 megapixel telephoto lens with optical image stabilization, 3 times optical zoom, 16 megapixel ultra wide lens, and what Austin just said, the 25 meg.
And honestly, if this phone would have been out when I was in the market for a phone, I may have bought this one instead of Samsung.
Honestly, I can agree. It
Yeah.
may have stripped me from Samsung for the first time ever. And for those wondering, it releases May 14th for Verizon. Yay, because I have Verizon.
Mm-hmm.
And the regular Edge is set to follow the summer after. Oh, this is the Edge Plus, but there's going to be a regular Edge. Ooh, interesting.
Which will be 4 gigs of RAM. I was just reading about it.
Oh, those are announced?
Yeah, there's only 4 gigs of RAM in the Motorola Edge. Let's see, 120 gigabytes of storage instead of the 256 in the Edge Plus.
Mm-hmm.
The battery is smaller at 4,500 milliamps.
Still a big battery.
Still a massive battery.
Actually, yeah, huge battery for a smartphone.
It's got no wireless charging support. It's got 3 cameras instead of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Meh. They still shoot 64 megapixel lens with 8 megapixel telephoto sensors. I mean, that's still really good.
Yeah, sure.
So, I think it's an amazing phone.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
I want to go in Best Buy and just grab it
Same.
and see what it does.
I wonder if it's already there. It launches in 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it says from Verizon though, so maybe they won't have it.
Yeah. They probably won't get it in there. Well, actually, no, some Best Buys have Verizon stores in them.
Oh, you're right.
So they very well could have it in display there.
I'm tempted.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first smartphone we've seen that launches the Plus version before the regular? I don't recall seeing any other company doing that.
That we've covered, I think you're correct.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I can't say with, 1000% certainty.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say you're right. And, it's a good thing, too, because Motorola, this might get their sales back up.
Oh, it definitely will. I don't see why people wouldn't buy this.
I was going to say, I haven't heard of a Motorola phone of value in, 5 years.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to see what Marquez Brownlee and Lou from Unbox Therapy are going to do with this.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Ooh, yes. They might even have
good.
a video announced for it in the next week here, depending on considering how close we are to launch. So I'd be very interested to see what they got going for this.
We're on the topic of phones.
Mm-hmm.
So Nathan, he's an Apple guy.
What a shame.
I know. I'm trying to teach him better, man. I'm trying.
Yeah.
The Apple phones are going back to their box shape.
Their box shape?
Like their straight rectangle, their boxiest shape. Per some things that Nathan has read, instead of being rounded,
okay,
they're going to be like the old iPhones again.
Oh, you mean like the hard edge, like on the original 5 SE?
Yeah, kind of like the, let's see, I'm trying to find a really old iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah, boxy though. They're going to be not as rounded. They're going to be a little different.
The renders I saw for the SE, the new SE, are slated like that. I don't know if that's just because it's the same name and they're trying to give the renders a nostalgic look. Wait a minute. What am I doing? You can buy an SE right now.
You can.
Let me just look at the website. Let me see what we got here. How does it look? Okay. The new SE is not straight edged. It's curved.
Okay.
So, I don't know. That might be kind of far-fetched because of the renders that just came out for this iPhone. I mean, I don't know. I personally don't see them doing it.
Maybe Nathan's talking about the screen.
The what?
The screen being boxed.
The screen. What do you mean?
Because I'm looking at this. So again, I haven't looked any articles up myself. but I'm gonna push this into topics real quick.
Okay.
You see how that screen? It's not going up around the bevel anymore. Not around the bevel, but around the speaker, the sensors. It's not going down to the home button.
I actually never got the image.
Where did I put it? Oh, I sent to Nathan like a moron.
That's funny.
There's a phone. Let's do this again. Un moment. Sorry, guys.
On the fly. Podcast recording. There it is. All right. Oh, the box screen, the rectangle screen. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So they have this screen with the new SE because it's cheaper.
Maybe that's what he's talking about.
I mean, yeah.
They're bringing this back.
Yeah. I mean, the iPhone 8 even had this. So, I'm not sure. I guess we'll see come the iPhone 12.
Yeah, we will. Who knows? They might call it the iPhone 20.
Oh, gosh. I mean, they called the last one iPhone 11, so I doubt it. Probably a 12.
Okay. You never know, man.
Apple 1.2. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, back to the Motorola Edge. Edge Plus, I should say. This phone's a killer for the price point. Excuse me. And I'm super excited to see where it goes.
It'll be good. I can't wait to see one in store and take a look at it.
Right.
It'll be a interesting experience.
Dude, 12 gigs of RAM on a 6.7-inch OLED 90 hertz display with a Snapdragon 865 processor. God only knows how that's going to feel when you're swiping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I want it.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah. And, if you guys want to learn more about it, you guys can head over to theverge.com. Look for the Motorola returns to flagship phones with the Edge Plus article. Came out April 22nd.